Hi everybody, my name is Lily. I'm a non-native English teacher. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a very exciting guest here with me. This is my friend Ina. We both live in London now, but previously we were living in Kharkiv together and we didn't know each other then. We met probably a year ago. We met through Facebook, which is quite a fun story in itself.
We met on a Facebook group called Lonely Girls in London. So basically you post something about yourself, your pictures, it's like dating for
lonely girls.
friends, yeah. So Lily just replied to my post and yeah, we went for awesome walk.
Basically we became quite good friends, we do little trips around the UK together. But the point of making this video in particular is because Ina has quite an exciting story about finding a job here in London. Now she works as a PM, project manager at Samsung. I personally find this story very interesting and inspiring. Some of you may understand the job application process better and generally how things work career-wise here in the UK and in London specifically. If you guys have any questions before we start or even during the video, feel free to leave them down below in the comments and then I will pass them on to Ina. Okay, so the first question is, could you share a little bit more about your life in Ukraine before moving to the UK?
I've been working as an IT project manager before in Ukraine as well, and that was like for 2 years, like for American companies. Before that I had experience studying in Germany with a scholarship, but like mostly my whole life I spent in Ukraine. And why I moved to London, I think it's a bit obvious, but like the war started, so
same reasons.
yeah. So
we moved around the same time as well. I think it was summer 22.
Yeah. So I like traveled for 6 months since the war started, and I started thinking like, where should I move? I was thinking about like either German-speaking countries because I speak German as well, but I didn't really enjoy Germany or Austria when I lived there. I was 22 at that point, and I wasn't really into learning anymore foreign languages. So I decided that London has a lot of opportunities and that it's just easy to speak English there.
Can you go back mentally to that time when you just moved to the UK? What were the challenges of that transition? What was the hardest thing about moving and getting used to living here?
Definitely the first thing was accent, because in Ukraine, even though we learn British English and all the rules are British English, but accents and like all the videos are with American accent. Even when I was on the plane to London, I never visited London before I moved here, I was like cringing from accent, like I didn't understand what they were saying. It was just like unbelievable. Yeah. And then all different words like, I don't know, cheers, mates, everything, like you hear that and I'm like, why are you saying that like in the elevator to me? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then I started working there, and the first working day, I just had a headache from accents. In England, people are speaking with all the different accents, like Essex accent is just too much. Now I can speak to anyone with any accent.
And could you tell us now how you started your career in London? So you moved, did you have a job at the time or were you unemployed?
Yeah, I was working remotely for like an American company with outsourced resources in Ukraine. But the salaries that they pay you in Ukraine and the salaries that they pay you in London is like twice as much. I started looking for a new job from the start of moving here. Finding the first job wasn't that hard, to be honest. So it took me like a week of applying and then 3 weeks of interviewing. Interview process in Europe, especially in Britain, I think is very long. Background checks that they're gonna do on you. They're gonna check where you live, talk to your landlord.
So did they actually call your previous employer as well, or?
They were writing them emails. They provide within some kind of form the feedback on me.
Right, so that was your first job, and how long did you work in your first position?
So I worked there for a year, but then I changed my job to Samsung, which I enjoyed.
Samsung?
Yeah, enjoyed more.
Yep. And you currently work as a project manager, and you told me before that you are the only project manager in the whole company?
Department.
In the department. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like my department is customer satisfaction department, so basically anything after purchase experience of Samsung clients, anything you buy. And I was very surprised that they didn't have in like European office, which manages 34 countries in Europe. They didn't have any project manager there, so Yeah, I'm the first one.
How come you chose Samsung to start with?
I just was applying for different jobs and then I got a call and they were like, oh, we're calling you from Samsung. And I was like, okay. I sent my CV on LinkedIn to them. Then they called me, I think, quite quickly, like within a couple of days. Invited for an interview. Here, it was like technical interview straight away. So I came there and yeah, it was just like straight away like, oh, what are the challenges that you're gonna face and everything. But comparing to Ukraine, any technical interview in London or in Britain is very easy. The only hard skill question that I was asked, I had 3 years of experience at that point. They asked me a question that the person with like 1 week of experience should know.
Right.
And then when I replied to that, and I was like, but that's like very easy.
Yeah.
And the interviewer, he said like, people with 5-7 years of experience can answer this question.
What does your typical day look like? What are your main responsibilities?
I'm working as an IT project manager, system-related IT processes or tools or whatever. A lot of coordination with all the different countries in Europe. It's kind of fun because like I'm really into different cultures, traveling, languages. You can just write like, oh, bonjour, guten tag. A lot of planning as well.
Moving on to the next section of the video, I would like to ask you a question about English. People watching are probably either learning English or teaching English or just somehow interested in the English learning process. How important is it to be fluent in English if you want to land a job?
I always thought that for a manager, you have to have very good language skills. Apparently not. I've met quite a few people which are working as managers in like big companies. Their English level is not that good, but I still believe that to have a good transparent communication and to have a respect from your colleagues, you have to have a good fluency of English. But yeah, I have a good case. So recently I had a workshop at Samsung and I didn't know one word in the task that was written there. And I didn't have my phone with me, so I couldn't translate the word. Nobody could explain to me what it means. Half an hour, I couldn't do anything because I just didn't understand one word in the sentence.
And for those struggling with their English and with their confidence in English, what would be your piece of advice?
I have 2 very controversial replies to that. First one is, unless you are over narcissist, you can't feel confident about something that you are not good at. So you have to build the grammar, you have to build the vocabulary, start speaking to people, and then you're gonna feel confident about that. But the other reply that I have to that is, I've been doing like English tutoring as well when I was a student. So I had a guy that had like literally beginner's level of grammar, but he spoke fluently. If you really need to do it right away, very short period of time that you have to do it, it's an option.
Quiz time. 3 short questions, 3 short-ish answers. The biggest culture shock when you moved to the UK?
Drinking.
One challenge that you are facing currently in your project management role?
I'm facing challenge of commuting in London. 1.5 to 2 hours, one way to go to the office.
One rewarding aspect of being a project manager at Samsung?
People, very diverse, a lot of cultures, a lot of support as well, a lot of growing.
I think I said 3 questions. I want to ask one more before we conclude. If you could give one piece of advice to anybody who wants to move to the UK, find a job, what would that piece of advice be?
Research the market, understand what they require, what kind of like certifications they require for your position, or what kind of skill set they require for your position, because it's very different in UK. Everything is different in UK. Even sports that they do are very different from.
What the heck is cricket anyway?
Yeah. Their CVs are different. Personality should be in the CV as well. Professional courses and certifications are also very important. Be confident in what you're doing and improve your English as well, because it's very important to, as an immigrant, to feel confident and just stable.
I like how you put that. You hear this answer and you hear, oh yeah, like improve your English, and you're not doing it for other people. Your motivation should not be external, in my view.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that this will help you be a better person that will have more opportunities, basically. Because to me, for instance, English, and just like to you as well, like it opens doors that you could not imagine. And of course you can find a job if you don't speak English. Of course you can find a job if you don't have, let's say, the certifications. You can, it's possible. Like, we have so many options nowadays, but it's a much limited choice. So it's just up to you to understand that, hey, I can invest a bit of time into learning English, into improving my skill, and then it will be like a, smooth way up into the space. Well, this has been really fun. If you have any questions to Ina, please leave them in the comment. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm planning to make more videos about the life in London, overall, the cultural differences. Maybe we can make another video together if you'd like. And Ina's Instagram is down below, so go send her a thank you message and give her a follow. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me today. It's been really fun. I will see you in the next video.
Thank you. Wow!